And now. So I love this person so much. You know, there are people in this world that when you see them, they make you just go psh and happy. She comes into my store, and I don't know, man, you just light it up. Just like you're gonna light this up. You ready? So Rabbi Rachel.
That's how you start. I don't have a rap for you guys today because I'll explain why as I talk. But I did promise Sapphira if she sits there nicely the whole time, she can come up at the end and talk about her feelings for a few minutes. So we have that to look forward to. So now you really have to do it because everyone's watching to wait to hear you, okay, Seth? Deal? Okay, deal. I fly to Maui tonight. I'm deploying as the Red Cross Spiritual Care Supervisor. I'll be, I guess, overseeing all the spiritual care for the shelters that are set up. This will be the longest I've ever been away from Sapphira. I've never been away from her for one night, and it's a 5-day minimum deployment. I don't have anything in front of me because I don't feel the need to share anything right now except for my heart. That's my passion and my purpose. Like, my passion is what you just said. I don't know how else to put it, but girl, you're not keeping your deal. You got to be quiet or you can't talk at the end. I'm talking about Maui, thank you. She's a Jewish mother in training, always pushing me and telling me what to do. Don't you know, Mom? Tell him this. Thank you. But that's my passion and my purpose. Like, this one was in my belly when Kilauea erupted in 2018. And we were in the line of fire. And I had to evacuate. And I was pregnant. And I was in the shelters every single day. I feel like I just processed that. I feel like I'm still processing it. And then this happens. And I'm on the phone with my friend in Maui the other night after thinking for hours he was dead because he lives in Lahaina. He didn't know if his mom was alive. He didn't know if his ex-girlfriend was alive. He didn't know if his uncle was alive. And we just get to sit here and like still be. While there's so much so close to us. Like, I'm floored by the amount of celebrities that come to Maui and take photos and utilize it as a billionaire playground and aren't doing anything now. I'm shocked and saddened by the number of people that come and exploit the local native Hawaiians and their culture and their land and take and take and take and take and take until there's nothing left to take. And the earth says and God says, enough is enough. 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 Like, at what point do we recognize that if we aren't walking our walk and acting and being the change, what else matters? What are we doing? You know how hard it is for me to step aside from motherhood for 5 days? It's horrific. Her dad is king of not answering his phone. The anxiety I have is insane. But it's what has to be done. How could I have been given the opportunity to serve and not serve? How can I go to bed tonight knowing that she is safe in a house with running water, phone, electricity, all these things take for granted? Well, there's thousands of people missing. Thousands. Thousands. I can't even watch the video. And then everyone on social media trauma bonds over it, and it becomes some weird sort of hype thing, and the media comes in, and everybody wants to give their attention. Where's everybody a month from now? The roads in Pune still haven't been cleaned up from 2018. Everybody wants to come in and act while it's hot, but we're in a marathon, not a sprint. Disasters are a marathon, not a sprint. They have an influx of donations right now, so much so that they don't know what to do with them. They're overwhelmed by the barges bringing in things, which is amazing. Everybody here wants to help because we want to help, right? We want to give, and we want to give, and we want to give. Where's everybody 6 months from now? Those people still don't have their loved ones. Those people still won't have their homes. Those people will still be going through the red tape of Red Cross and FEMA and the government that I myself have seen, have experienced firsthand. It was not an easy thing for me to get to go over there and serve. They're shipping in people from America and from the mainland when there's hundreds of mental health workers waiting and begging to go and serve our local community. What no one's talking about is the fact that Maui was on strict water restrictions for a very long time for the golf courses and the resorts. Sorry, not sorry. All the non-native grass that's been planted on that island that burnt in a moment's notice. They weren't ready for that. We here on Big Island kind of know how to handle. We have Pele. We know what happens in disasters. We've had hurricanes. We've had volcanoes. Maui's not like that. Maui's like, do-do-do-do, we're Maui. We have fires every once in a while. But, you know, mostly we go to the beach and we surf, and it's awesome. But it's been overtaken by tourism. Last time I was there, I was dismayed at the amount of people who were there just using it. I'm not bashing the tourism industry. I'm not trying to start anything or get political or anything like that. But we have to have an awareness that we are not native to this land. And if you are coming to this land or to any situation as a taker, enough is enough. Everybody in the world right now needs to ask where they can be giving more. If you ever flew to any Hawaiian island on a vacation, you should be opening your checkbook. And the amount of money that you spent on that vacation, you should be donating ×2. Hearing about people who are still upset about their vacations being destroyed or their wedding or whatever, as people are burning, blows my mind that we have gotten to that place as a society and as a collective and as a people where we are so disconnected from source and from the whole that we don't look like you just sang and see ourselves in the people on the street. There's a houseless man who sits outside my office named Dragonfly, who makes paintings, and he and I are buddies, right? We talk story every day. Saphira walks by every day and is like, hey, Dragonfly. He's like, hey, buddy. Yesterday she walked by and was like, hey, Dragonfly, and we gave him a coconut. And this woman, who clearly is not from here, sat there and looked at me in disgust that I would let my daughter talk to a homeless person and give him a coconut. What is wrong with people? I'm sorry, I'm not trying to stand here on a soapbox. I don't know what to say. My passion and my purpose is to share my voice. I feel like at 5 foot tall, whatever pounds I am, God gave me this deep, strong voice so that I could speak out when I see that things aren't in alignment. We are out of alignment with source. Our earth is crying. Our people are crying. Everything around us is dying. And we are going to get to a point where there is going to be nothing left to take, because we are going to have taken it all. The land does not belong to us. We belong to the land. This illusion of ownership and this attitude of entitlement has led us to a place as a collective where we as individuals are being called to turn around. Everybody in this room, I feel like, is connected. You guys feel, you get it. But what about those that don't? How? How do we help others see? How can we be the change? How can we take care of ourselves while still sacrificing? Giving up 5 days to go be in shelters. People on social media are mad that I'm being deployed by the Red Cross. Don't get me wrong, I'm not the biggest fan of the Red Cross. People who work for the Red Cross will tell you that. There's a lot of bureaucracy. There's a lot of red tape. They weren't really there for the Jews during the Holocaust. They're not my favorite organization. But the fact of the matter is, they're running things. They're in charge. They're in the shelters. And they're running the shelters. And our people are in the shelters. How else am I supposed to go and be of service to my community if I'm trying so hard to fight the system? You know how we fight the system? We fight the system from within. That's how we fight the system. You know how we be the change? You know how we dismantle the patriarchy? From within. Think about it. How did Gandhi fight an oppressive government? Inside their system. How else do we rise up against corruption, tyranny, greed, entitlement, unless we are doing our part within ourselves to outsmart that which we know we are smarter than because we are in divine alignment? If I don't work within the systems in place, how can I change a damn thing? It's the people who get in there and change the system that have impact. Anybody can sit and whine and cry and say, you're not doing enough and you're not doing enough, and they're valid. Their needs aren't being met. But at what point do we rise up even farther above all of that and say, enough is enough? It is time for every single person on this planet to give more than they take. And I challenge everyone listening to this right now to really examine what that looks like. Truly, myself included. I sat down last night and took inventory of all the stuff I have. The stuff I have. If my house were to burn down, what would I take? Her, I'd try to figure out a way to get Donut. I don't know if we'd ride him out. The donkey, and my animals. That's what I would take. Maybe we'd all get up on Donut and just head for the shores. I don't know. But we have to be thinking like that. I have friends who aren't being given that chance, who watched everything be gone in an instant. Not one alarm went off. Not one siren went off. My friend in the middle of Lahaina's like, I never even got a text message. Everybody was asleep. And then it was too late. I'm sorry to be heavy, and I'm sorry to be real, and I'm sorry I'm not sorry, but that's the reality of what our brothers and our sisters not too far away are going through right now. Within seconds. They didn't have a chance. This is a failure on us as a collective, as a people, as a whole. That the systems in power that are made to protect us, which is the whole point of the government, isn't doing that. And there comes a point where we say enough is enough. I don't know what that looks like. I don't know if I'm going to lead a revolution at one point, but I'm feeling pretty damn called to. But I got to tell you that right now, actions matter more than words. I sit on Zoom meetings with people, and there's 400 people on there, and everybody's just talking, and everybody's just planning. As our local people are out on the streets delivering water and ice and food to those who need. I don't know if everybody remembers Hurricane Azelle a few years ago when we all didn't have power down here in HPP and whatever. My friends and I drove through these streets yelling at people, we've got ice, and we had coolers filled with ice, and we were filling up ice, and we were handing out food, but we were going in between the streets to the people who couldn't come out of their homes. I think about that happening on Maui right now and at the level it's happening at, and at the influx of supplies and the influx of people and everybody wanting to help. But again, where are we a month from now? Where are we 2 months from now when this isn't on the cover of the New York Times, when the media isn't reporting, and these people still don't have their homes back? They still don't have their lives back. So my passion and my purpose right now, and my purpose always, I guess, someone described it the other night, like I often say, I've told you guys, I didn't know what I was signing up for when I accepted this calling to become a rabbi. I had no clue. But I know that my purpose is to connect us to Source. And I know that Source has continuously been crying out for quite some time now that we are not in alignment. So every single one of us needs to examine where we can align and where we can help others, where we can be of service, where we can experience a slight amount of discomfort because we know that it's going to impact a lot of people. Being away from her for 5 days is probably going to be one of the most difficult things I've ever done. I doubt it's going to compare to anyone I'm going to meet in the shelters. I doubt it's going to compare to anyone I'm going to meet when I walk through neighborhoods and knock on doors to see if anyone just needs to talk. And that is what's being asked of us right now. So excuse me, I hope you guys know that I usually stay around for the whole service and talk afterwards. I have a plane to catch. I have to pack. I have a lot to coordinate. I'm trying to mentally prepare myself, right? It's a big thing to where how I can be of service. I'm grateful more than anything that I get to go there and experience, and I can report back to you guys what's actually needed. Here's the supplies we need. Here's the funds that we need. Here's where manpower is needed. And I know that you guys are going to step up. I know that the entire Hawaii Island community is going to step up. Our county already put together a Hawaii Island Maui task force with a lot of the nonprofit and faith leaders and people within our community so that we can all connect and support them however best we can. This is a marathon, not a sprint. Life is a marathon, not a sprint. And when we get stuck in those short little moments, they end short. We got to see long term. Where you need to be of service and where your passion and your purpose may lie may change every day. Monday, my passion and my purpose was going to be talking about being a mom and a rabbi and all those great things, which is still my passion and my purpose. But my passion and my purpose right now is Maui. My heart is there. I walked Front Street so many times, I've lost count. Lahaina, had my heart. First place I ever took her on a family vacation. My really close friend, who I've talked about before, worked on Front Street, painting henna and braiding hair. She's since passed away, and that was the last place I ever saw her. Moments are fleeting. We don't know how long we get to be here. We don't know when things can change in an instant. But I know that this breath and this life we're being given right now is a gift. And we can do something with it. So, I encourage everyone right now to make Maui your passion and your purpose. Because that's what's needed. I believe in our collective prayer. If we took a minute of silence for the people that have been found, we'd be here for an hour and a half. And that's not including the thousands that they haven't found. So that's it. That's my call to action for today. I'm going to leave this service and go get on a plane, and I'll be in touch. And I ask everybody to continue to hold Maui in your prayers, send support. Monetary support is what's needed right now. If you want to donate, I know people in Lahaina who are in need. You can even donate to me directly, and I will Venmo to those families directly. There are people without power. There are people without water. There are people whose home burned a lot with all their animals inside. It's horrific. So thank you guys for being here and choosing to be in alignment, and for coming here this morning and accepting this harsh reality that we are out of alignment, and for doing your part to reconnect to source. The Torah has so many stories of God warning the people, saying, look, I gave you notice. Look, I told you. Exodus, 10 plagues, the entire thing. How much more do we have to go through to just wake up? Do you want to share about your feelings for a minute? Thank you, everyone. And now, the rabbi in training, I guess we'll call her. Introduce yourself.
Hi,
What's your name?
I am Safira.
Say it again.
Safira.
What's your name?
Safira.
Okay. What do you want to say? I'll tell it. She wants me to tell it for her. She's going to whisper it in my ear, and I'm going to tell you guys. Okay. No, I'm not going to say that. Then you have to say it if those are your words.
No, yeah.
You got one more minute. Hurry. Here. You can say it. Say it.
So,
Are you shy? You do have a beautiful voice. Would you rather sing a song? Okay, you want to be done? Yeah. Okay. Safira, everybody. What she said in my ear was, there's a lot of dead people on Maui. So, words of babes, man. What? And there's a lot of homeless people without homes that burnt down. Keep telling me. And there's kids without any toys or beds. And people lost their moms and dads and grandmas. And people lost their friends. And people lost their microphones. So what do we need to do for all those people? So what do we need to do for all those people?
do donations.
There you go. And what's our superpower as humans that we have?
Can you tell?
No, you tell. It's not my words, it's your voice. Okay, I'm not going to tell them. Yesterday, I was talking to her about leaving and her feelings about leaving. And she said, Mom, you have to go to Maui. Your power is helping.
Wait, I have one thing.
I'm not saying anymore. You can say. Can you please donate to Maui? Okay.
No, not
Thank you.
that.
What? One word. We're ending. We're done. This is called taking too much time. You got to know when to end.
So, in Maui, there's actually kids who burnt down too.
That's right. On that note, do what you can, everybody. Thank you. I just want to apologize if that was all over the place. My head and my heart are all over the place right now, so sure, bearing with me, guys. I'll see you when I get back.